Thailand, it's all about the food. It's the national pastime. Thai street food is the most accessible of all types of cooking in the kingdom. It's different from the food that's eaten at home. It's a hybridized cuisine, a blend of all the people who've come to Thailand. But for the Thais, it's not just about the eating. Cooking and food is fundamental to their culture. It gives flavour and texture to their customs and traditions. The love of food is shared by all Thais, and some of the best eating can be found in the markets and on the streets. And here is where we begin this episode. Noodles are street food par excellence. Whether they are stir-fried, deep-fried, blanched, or in soups, they are fast, filling, pleasing, and delicious. No wonder they rule the streets. I'm in Chantaburi, a city to the east of Bangkok. It has one of the best markets in Thailand. It's known for its fruit, its seafood, and one thing above all, rice noodles. Noodles came from China, arriving with immigrants over the centuries. These coolies and merchants brought with them new dishes and customs, eating on the streets and eating with chopsticks. Today, most noodle dishes are still eaten with chopsticks. Yet, most other Thai food is eaten with a spoon and fork. Noodles are big business. They are eaten everywhere, at all times of the day and night. There are small manufacturers who still make noodles by hand, and the difference is remarkable. Senjan, the rice noodles of Chantaburi, are famous throughout the country. Fresh or dry, they are the best. Here in Chantaburi, it's not uncommon to come across places like this. This is a rice noodle factory that's been in the family for the last 100 years, generation after generation doing the same job, making rice noodles, for which this province is so famous. Kunchakrit's family has been making rice noodles here ever since his Daojuk grandfather arrived from the south of China. It seems little has changed. ร้านคนน่ารักมากครับแล้วชอบมากเพราะว่าดูวิธีทำของเส้นก๋วยเตี๋ยวแล้วก็เป็นแบบสมัยก่อนใช่ไหมฮะโอ้โหดีมากครับแล้วก็มีรสอะไรมีลักษณะที่เป็นดีๆสำหรับเส้นคุณนะครับเหนียวแล้วก็นุ่มครับเหนียวก็นุ่มใช่ไหมครับแล้วก็หอมด้วยครับ It's a long process. Work begins in the evening around 9 p.m. when locally grown rice is soaked in plenty of water. Several hours later, Kunchakrit's day begins. At 3 a.m, he drains the rice and mills it into a thick slurry. This batter is spread over muslin, which is then put into steamers and cooked for a few minutes before being removed. And it's left to cool in the open air over large bamboo racks. As it cools, it dries and becomes firm enough to cut. They're usually sold out by 10 a.m. and the shop is closed. It's a different world here, and the noodles themselves are pretty different too, I've got to say, and different in a good way, in a delicious way, in a way that is artisanal and unique to this province, Chantaburi. There are factories throughout the country making rice noodles in a myriad of forms. This is senyai here, which is a rather wide rice noodle. The thickness of the noodle remains the same no matter how wide or thin you cut it, but this is senyai, which is great for stir-frying and in noodle soups. Slightly thinner, and it's hard to do when it's fresh, is senlek, which is just a thinner noodle, same thickness, but thinner noodle, and that's used in noodle soups and the occasional stir fry. The finest one of all is called senmi, which is really quite thin and not easy to do when it's so fresh like this, but it is very thin, even thinner than this. There's vermicelli, my favourite, thin and svelte, made from mung bean flour. And then there are egg noodles, which slip down with ease, though making them is not quite so easy. This is where I'm going to lose my noodles. So I've been told I need to stretch this. Want to start again, cut. I'm alone with my noodles as I stretch them. At the moment they look like some type of perverse spaghetti. Stretch like that, and pull down. I'm starting to get the hang of this nifty little craft, and what I want to show you is in fact how it's not done. If I were myself and employing somebody making noodles like this, I'd sack me. It's a simple dough made from wheat flour, eggs, treated water and a little oil. But it requires real expertise to pull them. Kun Napadon learned his craft from a Chinese chef.
ก็คือเวลาเราดึงเนี่ยเวลาที่เราสัมผัสเรานวดเนี่ยเราจะรู้เองเนี่ยรู้เองโดยอัตโนมัติเวลาเรานวดถ้านวดถึงเนี่ยแป้งมันจะละเอียดเลยครับเนื้อแป้งมันจะละเอียดมากมันสามารถดึงได้
Once you have your noodles, then there's the decision of how to cook and season them. And that's next on Thai street food. There are so many types of noodles and just as many ways to prepare them. But here are some common methods. Hang. Here the noodles are blanched, then drained and tossed with fish sauce, sugar, chilies and herbs. Pat, that's stir fry. Simple, brisk and smoky. Op, an uncommon technique. That's when the noodles are roasted. Tod, deep fried and crispy. Nam, that's noodles in soup. The broth is crucial. Usually pork bones are simmered for hours with ginger, garlic, shallots and coriander. And these are the components of a noodle soup. We have some fish dumplings deep fried, some guio pla, which are my favourite, and these are fish pastry mixed with minced pork. And a specialty of this noodle stall, sen pla, strips of fish mixed with tapioca flour. Once it's all blanched and mixed together and thrown into a plate, it's then seasoned with some fish sausage, some deep-fried fish skin, and finishes with some spring onions, some deep-fried garlic, and some Asian lettuce. Thus combined, it's served and waiting for you to season. Once the noodles arrive, they should be finished with some condiments on the table. Sugar, fish sauce, chili powder and chilies in vinegar, all or some. Each person will finish their dish as they prefer. I'm at one of my favourite noodle shops near Siam Square. People cross Bangkok to come here. I certainly do. Perhaps the reason why it's so good is because it's been run by the same family for 40 years. Firstly, by Kun Ao, but now his daughter, Kun Mu, is about to take the reins.
แล้วก็พอพี่ทำด้วยแล้วก็ใครเอง
ก็
นะ
ครอบครัวทั้งหมดเลยค่ะ
ครอบครัวทั้งหมด
คุณพ่อคุณแม่
แล้วก็ก่อนพอผู้ใครทำครับ
จะเป็นลุงทวด
แล้วก็พ่อคุณดีครับคนสั่งอะไรครับจานอะไรดีที่สุดแล้วก็นิยมที่สุด
ส่วนใหญ่คนจะสั่งเป็นบะหมี่โฟแห้ง
ยังนี้ใช่ไหมครับ
ใช่ค่ะนี่คือเส้นบะหมี่
เราคุณถนนแซกและผมเป็นลูกค้าที่มาบ่อยแล้วก็มาเที่ยวที่นี่เพราะว่ามาทานผู้เที่ยวที่นี่เพราะว่าเกี๊ยวปลาที่นี่อร่อย
Dalat Sian in northern Bangkok is a market I know well. I used to live across the street. It's full of food, including this noodle dish I'm about to cook.
Kuagai, stir-fried squid with chicken and rice noodles. It's a relatively recent dish, and I'll be talking about this dish and some older noodle dishes with Ajahn Gopgao, a very well-known food expert in Bangkok. But first to our noodles. Today, the kuagai is made with rice noodles, wide rice noodles, fresh rice noodles. You need to tease them out to separate them because we'll be dry frying them. And we want them all to char as relatively evenly as possible. We'll make a paste from some garlic and some salt. Since it's from the streets, it's going to be very, very simple. Little bit of chicken. I like my chicken breast with skin on. It's entirely up to you how you wish to eat it. Some squid. If I were cooking this in the restaurant, I'd score it, but since we're in the market at Sian and serving some street food, it can be cut easily and simply. Now we'll grab some Thai herbs, some celery, coarsely chopped, coriander, and some spring onions. Keep these for stocks. And there you have the ingredients necessary to make kuagai.
The wok must be hot as I add my chicken, garlic, chopped herbs, dried vegetables, squid and my noodles. The technique I'm using to cook these noodles is called krua or dry fry. So even though I start with a little bit of oil, by the time I'm finished there will be none left.
See how the noodles are charring? That's what you want. You want the noodles to char, to spread them out, because that will imbue the noodles with a smokiness. You don't want the garlic to burn, you want the chicken to cook, and you want the squid to cook as well.
Add some dark soy, then fish sauce, a pinch of sugar, pepper, some more herbs and some dried vegetables. When the noodles are coloured, I'll add 2 eggs, 1 duck, 1 chicken.
I'm just folding it through. Duck eggs are a preferred egg to use, but you can use chicken. Can you see how you get the different types of textures? The garlic, the shallots, the spring onions, the Asian celery, a little bit of oil, the fat from the eggs, partly cooked, partly not. It's a simple dish, but it's a delicious dish. It is one of my favorites, I must tell you.
And I hope Ajahn Gopgao will agree. Up next, I'll be speaking with one of Bangkok's most respected culinary teachers. Ajahn Gopgao taught at Suan Dusit, one of Bangkok's better culinary colleges. Though now retired, she still advises and gives occasional classes because her knowledge about Thai food is priceless.
คุณจำได้คุณกอบกาวคุณจำได้เมื่อคุณทานจานีรักนะครับครัวไก่ครับ
อ๋อพวกไก่เนี่ยมีมาในประเทศไทยประมาณไม่น่าจะเกิน30 ปีนะ
30 ปีเองเหรอ
ไม่น่าจะเกิน30 ปีพวกไก่นะ
เหรอ
ก่อนหน้านี้มันมีอย่างอื่นที่ไม่ใช่พวกไก่
จริงๆเหรอมีอะไรครับ
มันก็จะมีผัดไทย
ผัดไทยด้วยใช่ไหมครับ เพราะว่าผัดไทยคนดังประเทศคิดว่าเป็นจานเส้นนะเส้นก๋วยเตี๋ยว ดีที่สุดใช่ไหมครับ เป็น
ใช่
คลาสสิก
ใน
ที่
ส
สุด
มัยนั้นดีที่สุด
ใช่แต่จริงๆเป็นดิชใหม่ครับใช่ไหมเพราะว่าออกประมาณ Second World War ใช่ไหมค
ป
รับ
ระมาณใช่ประมาณหลังประมาณ Second World War
ใช่
หลังจากสงครามโลกครั้งที่ 2 นะ
It was a time of intense nationalism. A competition was announced to create a healthy yet frugal dish, easy to prepare and easy to eat. And the noodle crossed over from being a foreigner's dish, Chinese, to being Thai. Noodles a la Thai, a classic was born.
ส้มสายชู
ว้าว
ไม่ใช่มะขามเปียก
ไม่เหมือนกันปัจจุบัน
ไม่เหมือนผัดไทยแต่ละจังหวัดก็ไม่เหมือนกัน
จริงเหรอ
ค่ะ
ก็ที่กรุงเทพจะกินกับอะไร
กินของเปรี้ยวก็คือมะนาวกับ
เราม
มะขามเปียก
เท่านั้นใช่ไหมครับ
เท่านั้นมะนาวนี่ขาดไม่ได้เลย
There you have it. We've discussed, we've gone through the markets and some of the noodles, and now I just hope for a little bit of approval as Gok Gao eats some of my Kua Gai. Chen Tan Kap.
ขอบคุณ
Man cannot live by noodles alone. At its simplest, noodles might be blanched and dressed with deep-fried garlic and some soy sauce, but few would order such a Spartan dish. In fact, if you asked 100 different people how they like their noodles, you'd get 101 different requests. That's because noodles are so versatile. And here's some of what people might order: fish dumplings, wontons, barbecue meats, poached chicken, or duck braised in 5-spice.
I'm at a 5-spice duck stall, Bet Palo, which is one of the classic dishes of the streets of Thailand. And they eat these Chinese-style ducks with noodles of all types. Egg noodles, rice noodles, in soups, dry, stir-fried, or indeed with rice. But the trick is how to braise the duck in 5-spice.
Kun Hua has been braising local ducks for as long as people can remember. In this market, his duck is the only duck to be had.
โอ้โหน่าทานมากครับแล้วก็หอมด้วยแล้วก็เมื่อคุณทำพะโล้แล้วก็คุณมีเครื่องเทศใช่ไหมครับมีเครื่องเทศสตาร์แอนิชแล้วก็มีอบโชยด้วยใช่ไหมครับและใช่
มีข่ามีกระ
มี
เทียม
ขามีขาแกะใช่ไหมครับ
ขาแกะ
แล้วก็
ก
ก
ระ
ระ
เที
เที
ย
ย
ม
มแล้วก็น้ำแล้วก็น้ำซีอิ๊วด้วยใช่ไหม
ซีอิ๊ว
แล้วก็ต้มประมาณ45 นาทีใช่ไหม
ค
ค
รั
รับ บก็ดีครับแล้วก็แล้วก็หอมก็ช่วยหน่อยครับทรงผมครับเพราะว่าคนไทยหั่นเบ็ดไม่เหมือนกันคนอื่นๆใช่ไหมครับตัดคอใช่ไหมครับแล้วก็ they cutting the neck off with the neck and they lock the head in half then down the back just to open it up taking off the feet with the webs because they're quite succulent nothing is wasted off with the wings so it can't fly the coop. Then he's segmenting the bird, jointing it, and then cutting it into 2 pieces per leg. Then with the breast, and you can see how well it's cooked. It's completely cooked. It's taken 45 minutes to get there. And then he takes it out and lets it rest. From one duck, it's enough to feed one whole family. And whether they have it with rice or whether they'll put it into noodle soups is entirely up to them.
Noodles stir-fried with young crabs is a dish that's found only in Canterbury. And in this market, there are several stalls that sell senbu.
There is no doubt about it. Noodles are the preeminent dish of the streets. Noodles in all their guises, whether they be in soups, in salads, in stir-fries or deep fries. I'm here at Canterbury Market with Fundia, who is doing one of the classic dishes of this province, noodles stir-fried with young crabs. สวัสดีครับคุณเดียทำอะไรครับ
ค่ะ
ทำอะไรครับ
ผัดก๋วยเตี๋ยว
ผัดก๋วยเตี๋ยวผัดเส้นจานใช่ไหมครับ
เส้นจานผัดปู
แล้วก็ใส่ปูด้วยใช่ไหมครับ
ใช่ค่ะ
แล้วก็เป็นจานที่นิยมมากที่จังหวัดนี้ใช่ไหมครับ
ใช่ค่ะ
โอ้ยอร่อยหอมด้วยครับ
ค่ะ
At the other end of the market is Kun Damrong, a veteran of this dish. I've come here especially because it is, well, all of Bangkok knows about it, all of Thailand knows about it actually. And what Kun Dam Nong will be doing is just heating up some sauce, and the sauce is made from some pounded dried chilies with some shallots and garlic, pounded to a fine paste, and then cooked out in oil with tamarind and some sugar and some salt. The noodles are fried in a little oil before the sauce is added and simmered until absorbed. The noodles have such a rich and enticing hue. These small crabs are only found in Canterbury. They are deep fried before being placed beside the beckoning noodles. All Thais will look for the same three qualities in this dish. They will look for the toothsomeness, the crunch of the noodles, the succulence of the sauce, and of course the little crabs. Each play an equal role. Closer to home, in Bangkok, I'm talking to Kun Moo, who runs my favourite fish dumpling shop.
ทำเองหมดเลยค่ะ อย่างส่วนใหญ่
แล้วก็จริงๆนะมีหลายชนิดใช่ไหมครับมีลูกชิ้นปลาใช่ไหมครับแล้วก็ลูกชิ้นปลาใช้ถ้าผมจำได้เพราะว่าผมด้วยกับพอนะพอผมนะครับมีปลา3ชนิดใช่ไหมครับ
ใช่ค่ะ3อย่าง
มี3อย่างใช่ไหม
จะมีปลาอินทรี
อ่าฮะ
มีปลาหางเหลืองเพราะว่าปลาแต่ละอย่างเนี่ยมันจะให้ความนุ่ม
ความ
หรือ
นุ่ม
คุณสมบัติไม่เหมือนกัน
จ้ะ
ปลาบางอย่างเนี่ยปลาบางชนิดจะให้เหนียวความเหนียวจะแทนแป้งได้ของเราเนี่ยจะไม่ผสมแป้ง
แล้วก็ปลาอินทรีทำอะไรครับปลาอินทรีมีรสใช่ไหมครับ
ใช่ก็จะให้รสชาติแล้วก็ให้สี
แล้วก็ใส่อะไรเติมนะครับใส่พริกไทยไหมกระเทียมหรือ
แล้วก็จะมีเครื่องปรุง
And no noodle dish is truly finished until it's seasoned. It adds the final element of taste.
I like my noodle soups rather sweet. Not overly sweet, but I certainly like a little bit of sugar. Some white sugar. I also like it spicy, not too spicy. Others like it insanely hot. Me, I'm a bit more gentle. A little bit of chili, more chili, but chili steeped in vinegar. Then some fish sauce. Fish sauce always goes last. Some like to add white pepper, but I'm not convinced. You mix it through, and then you taste it. I'm not plum. Wait, quick pet, na? Quick one pet, na? A little bit more fish sauce, a little bit more sugar. You see, you nudge your way to correct seasoning bit by bit. You don't want to over season it, but nor do you want to under season either. Now, hopefully, it's ready to eat because I'm hungry. Not too bad. This is the reason why I crossed town.
And on the next episode of Thai Street Food, it's lunchtime.
Lunch is the most welcome break. It means Thais can start to do the thing they like the most, eating.